The college football experience, week 0 evaluation, week 1 look ahead, AKA the Bombs Down Under podcast. Oh yeah. On the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, brought to you by our very own Patreon. Yes, score exclusive perks, content and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with $1,000 prize. Join today, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog's offering you a chance to win $15 million in prizes with Best Ball Mania 4. Use the promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. We're also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use the promo code SGP. And get this, new customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. Only on the DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code SGP.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Noon tea time show, baby. Let's go. We're going to be talking all about week 0. We're going to be talking about what we learned from week 0, what we think is going to be happening week 1. And I'm excited to bring this new edition of the college experience, this noon time. So we're going to be out here rocking 5 days a week at noon, Monday through Friday. So hopefully you're out there in the universe checking us out. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, well, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
We're here. Shout out to the chat. Turco says, I'm listening to this instead of my Zoom meeting at work right now. Fuck the man. Yeah, there we go. It's a good time. I strongly advise more people to do that. I am joined by a guy freshly back from the great state of Utah, where they got a big game on Thursday night. I wonder if people were talking about it, but he is the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. And yes, and Bombs Down Under, baby. They call him the man in the box. I give you a seat. Jay Sullivan, how you doing, brother?
Great, baby. Thank you. Great to be here. Bob's under Baghdad. We still name pending.
Yes,
I love it.
Name pending. We can't figure anything out. It wouldn't be a show at Dundee if you couldn't figure anything out, you know?
So yes, thank you for coming on. It's gonna be a fun season. I was just in Utah. They were excited about the Utes.
Yeah,
still talking about them up. They hate BYU. There, I was in Salt Lake.
There you go. Yeah, I hate BYU, and I'm glad to see the Holy War coming along.
Absolutely.
Did you? I mean, I know you're out there doing shows, and folks should check out CJ on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _. But I'm curious. Did you get to dive into week 0?
I had the green room fired up. Absolutely. Took in all the week 0.
So it was do great. Another 5 before I go on. I want to watch the rest of this Florida International game.
Yep, stretch. I had Hawaii first half here, and rain delays pushing it out.
Oh man.
I went 3. The bombs I gave out went 3-0 for week 0. It was a great week.
There we go. It was a great week for me too. Well, I think we should start the show off by diving into some of the storylines for week 0.
Okay.
And I mean, do you think we can take anything away? I know Notre Dame looked dominant. Their offensive line looked fantastic. Sam Hartman looked fantastic. But do you think we actually learned anything about the Irish? Like, I mean, They got Tennessee State on deck.
Right.
So you got a couple cupcakes,
They did what they were supposed to do. I was more impressed. Not Hartman. I knew was going to. That's what I expected from Sam Hartman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he is. He's already having his track record.
Yeah.
But I was more interested in that offensive coordinator, Pachar Parker, and I think he coached
got a little creative.
Yeah, he did creative.
Yeah.
It was damn near flawless.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Navy was pretty disdisappointing. I know you had the under, I had the over. I can't believe it didn't go over.
Oh my God.
Notre Dame only had 42.
No, when Navy misses a field goal in the first half.
Kicking field goals down 42-0 was amazing.
I mean, I was like, please kick this field goal. The sweat was intense. And then you had
that was pathetic.
Well, also, how about how many guys got open in the secondary?
I know.
Where they weren't able to, connect the dots here. This I didn't even think Laventine was going to start. So we weren't getting into just like a classic Navy move. You don't give a lot of intel to your enemy because I was like, whoa, they're going with Laventine. I thought they're going out of the gun with this other kid the whole off season.
Yep.
So
no intel or execution. We're not even going to show them what we can do. Matter of fact, we're going to keep that in tapes. We don't want any of our future opponents to know anything that we can possibly run. So we're gonna run absolutely nothing. That was pathetic by Navy. But yeah, I thought Parker called a great game for Notre Dame, and Notre Dame looked great. But he said, you can't take too much from it, but if you're Notre Dame, you can't. Yeah, you have to be happy.
And I know Notre Dame fans will say, well, last year was a 1-score game against Navy. This year we win by 39 domination, but it wasn't week one. Week one, I feel like everyone's ready to go week one.
Yeah. But Navy, of course, did have the option taken from them. They still ran the option.
They still ran it, but
they couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't do it without the shot blocking. It's a different thing. When everyone weighs 220 pounds,
I'm just glad to see no one call. I didn't see any calls that were going against it though. So, I don't know. I mean, so do you think Notre Dame is a national championship contender by that performance?
I think they finally have the quarterback, obviously, that they've been waiting for.
Best quarterback since friggin' Rick Meyer.
I know. I'd say Rick Meyer. I'd say, or even Montana.
Yeah.
Ron Paulus.
There you go. Ron Paulus.
Predicted to win 2 Heismans by Bino Cook.
Yeah, Bino Cook. Yeah, I mean, I thought that was I think that's actually the worst game that happened on week 0. You look back at some of the other games.
It was pathetic.
Yeah, really. Early that thing turned into a disaster here. But let's talk a little bit about some of these other ones because Jacksonville State, you tailed me on this?
Tailed got me some of that Dundee Rich Rod love.
The sweat was
amazing.
Oh my God.
What was that call at the end?
God.
I mean, that was beautiful. 4th and 1, they throw it.
Yeah.
And they were
third
in range.
one they throw it.
Right. Third and 4th
and 1, they decide, hey,
they were
let's
in
take
range.
a shot at the end zone. Let's take a shot at the end zone on 3rd down. I like that if you're going to run like a fullback dive.
Sure.
On
4th.
Yeah.
Right.
But to pass it on both plays,
amazing.
Very shocked. But Jacksonville State killing me too. Obviously, he had the missed field goal in the late 3rd, early 4th, and then they benched their starting quarterback at a pivotal point in the game.
I know.
I'm like, what are you doing, Rich Rod? But we're able to hang on and get the dub there. I mean, I took the UTEP under on our win totals. It's looking a little bit better, I would say.
Great.
I did take the Jacksonville State over, looking a little bit better. I still, we're gonna get to watch those 2 schools a lot because the Conference USA plays so many weekday games this year.
Ooh,
so
nice.
it's gonna be interesting to see that. Then we had the Ohio San Diego State game.
I was just going to bring that up. Now I took San Diego State. They're not my official bomb, but only because the line. Because I liked Ohio in that game. Obviously, when the line first came out, I was like 4.5. Once I got down to 3, I'm like, that's kind of questionable. And once I got under that, I was like, well, it's time to maybe buy back a little bit on San Diego State because they went off at 2. At a low line. I'm like, well, that's just playing the number wise. Even though I did like Ohio. And but as soon as Curtis Rourke got hurt, he's only the MAC Player of the Year.
Yeah.
I mean, I was ready to fucking run them almost.
It would have been very interesting. I mean, look, I took San Diego State, but I mean, he was certainly slicing and dicing them, but he was taking shots.
He was taking
shots.
And San Diego State's got that defense, but their offense looked absolutely
terrible.
Once again, when we went through the preview, that's what we said. It's going to be a tough transition for them early on. They got the win. Although Brady Hoke tried to throw it away at the end. What happened there?
Unbelievable. I mean,
That was a little situation. I'm like, okay, so I was sweating that out in the green room. Then I had to go on stage. I come back. All of a sudden, Ohio's got the ball with 2 minutes to go. How'd they get it back?
Yeah.
With a minute to go.
Well, first off, San Diego State should have went up 27-6.
Right.
Terrible. So they had a pick 6 where they called it roughing the passer. That was fucking terrible.
Well, that's what they call it.
That was terrible. Don't get me started. That's fucking terrible. All right. He did not lean into him like this. If anything, he let up. I thought he could have hit him harder. Ridiculous.
It was the location of the hit, but you're right.
Anyway, but then so then they wipe it off. They get the score, and then San Diego State, their offense didn't do anything. Yeah. And next thing, well, actually,
but they gave him the ball back with a full minute to go. Did they throw the ball?
No, they went for it on 4th down, which was even more confusing. That's what I was saying. I was like, even if you punt it, it ends up a touchback, you're giving them 15 more yards to have to battle
with the clock running.
Yes, but instead you go for it. You don't get it.
They gave the ball like on a 40.
It was ridiculous. I don't understand.
Brady Hoke.
I don't understand.
Yeah, very unimpressive. Almost 3 touchdown win by San Diego State. It was everything.
Like I said, it was very close to being 27-6 the final score.
And they definitely wore them down in the second half. But I mean, everything.
The Aztec defense is solid though.
I still think it's
as good as it's
solid,
been.
And they squeezed them for sure. But also a lot of it was
the best player. When your best player,
the MAC player of the year.
But that was part of my handicap. Part of my handicap.
Got knocked out of the game.
Well, I just thought man, he's coming back early against a top 30 defense.
Yeah.
So
sure.
and I don't know. It's not like I thought for sure he'd be gone in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But I thought they would be knocking. They would have a lot of shots on him. 3-3-5, and even with that, you go.
And I think it played over to San Diego State's offense because the 4th quarter they were driving the ball. Because they had one 6-minute drive, and they're like, if they just do that again, but they threw the ball down the field to go up that second touchdown, and they kind of just got whatever they wanted. It's just chunk after chunk, and they had a rhythm. I think they took their will, the Ohio's will out there from that. And I think now it stems from that defense locking them up all game.
Yeah, and early on, even with Rourke not going out, the first drive or two, I think it worked was 8 of 10.
Yep.
And he looked good, but he was taking shots.
He was taking shots. And then when they missed that field goal by a good 40 yards left, that was disheartening.
Yeah.
That one thing, oh,
and that was not on the kicker. That was on the holder. I don't know if you saw the replay. Lace is out. Cue up the Ray Finkel.
Lace is out. Did he throw it 30 yards wide? Did he fucking
that was a brutal kick.
Jesus. There were some bad college kicks this weekend.
Certainly. Shout out to Moneyline Mac in the chat. It's talking about, yes, we are live at noon. 5 days a week now. It's college football season.
Yeah, the bombs got moved. They got Debo'd out at noon.
Man,
but that's
it's like this happened to Magnum PI at one point.
Yeah,
right?
they keep moving.
They pushed him.
Keep pushing me around, looking for a location. It'll be Friday at midnight or something. After fucking Rhonda up all night or something. I'll be up after Elvira doing a fucking horror porn movie on USA Network.
Oh man, look, subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs.
I'll be live after the show 2:00 Pacific.
Yes, there we go, folks.
So tune in for that as well. But that was supposed to be the best game of the weekend. It was solid. It was kind of competitive,
but it wasn't.
It was not.
Because how about the UMass Minutemen? I need to pull up their schedule because I was on UMass.
You're excited for UMass.
I do have a ticket on the over. That's looking pretty damn good. At flat 2.
What was it? 1.5? 2?
It's 2.
Nice.
I got it at flat 2. And we still got Mary Mac on the schedule, I believe.
Listen, Mary Mac's a gift that keeps on giving. In basketball, they're the best under ticket going around. But UMass, that has obviously the most shocking result.
I mean, looking good. It's been
and the big Mexico State. I was on Mexico State. I'm not afraid to admit that. I liked Kill and they were bowl bound.
I still think they're going to be a bowl.
I still think they're fine. Yeah. But they just ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah,
that was UMass. Their first opening win versus an FBS team in 40 years.
Unbelievable.
No big deal.
Unbelievable. Their first time they scored 40 points in a game since 2018.
Okay.
I mean, things are going. What the hell is happening in Amherst?
First road victory since 2018.
Oh my God!
Snapped a 15-game FBS losing streak.
Unbelievable. And you look at
break up the Minutemen.
There, I haven't seen the line movement yet, but I know they were getting 39.5 originally at Auburn.
gobble that up. Give me all the candy. Give me all that.
There we go. Back to the look. And they start off the season with a nice SEC schedule because New Mexico State plays so many. They're part of the SEC. Mm-hmm. Same with UMass and Auburn. So they get two SEC opponents to start things off.
Wow.
Catch the sarcasm. But no, you look at their schedule now. Now I know, like, this is what is the point? What is the point of these Monday shows? Well, we're gonna overreact a little bit, right? And
do they offer a money line versus Auburn? Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, there we go, right? And no, but look, dude, they're gonna hit this fucking over. Like,
let's take a look at that schedule.
Okay, so 1-0. The like I said, there's 2 was what I got it at, and I got it at 2 recently. Okay. They have
updated number I'm looking at right now for the win total 8.5.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Right.
Still like the over.
Dude, they're gonna get Miami, Ohio, and Eastern Michigan.
The real Miami.
Yeah, the real Miami, which we're gonna be talking a lot about that. Mm-hmm. At the McGurk on September 9th, the Miami, Ohio Redhawks come in after the game
against the inferior Miami, down. So you're looking at an already free roll. Push your ticket.
I think I got this thing cashed by the look
before 9/11.
Yeah, dude, there we go. That's what I'm saying. And look, after that, at Eastern Michigan, home to New Mexico, home to Arkansas State. This team's gonna go bowling. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now.
I love it.
All right,
that'd be the story of the year.
Okay. Let's say they even lose the Miami, Ohio game. They're going to get one of those 2 MAC schools. Then New Mexico, Arkansas State. That would put them at 4 wins right there. Let's go with Mary Mac
chalking these dubs up for UMass.
Let's go. We got this.
They were ranked dead last out of the 133 teams.
I'm buying in, man. Anthony Simpson from Arizona comes in at the wideout spot. Christian Wells from App State. Mark Pope from Miami. They're a lot more explosive. And then Fumachikan, I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name, the quarterback.
Well, make sure you pronounce names right or they'll come after
you. Yeah, they certainly will. And dude, this is a Clemson transfer that Clemson better get the quarterback position right this year. Mm-hmm. Because if not, Jacksonville State's quarterback, Webb, who did miss that screen pass that was wide open, but Clemson transfer. Fumachikan, Clemson transfer. The starting quarterback for Southern Miss, Billy Wiles, Clemson transfer. And then did DJU, Clemson transfer. They better get it right with Klubnik because there's gonna be a lot of opportunity to have people scratching their heads. But yeah, UMass, unbelievable performance. I think they kind of stole the headlines. I feel like of week 0. I don't know. I mean,
definitely the most shocking one, other than the Vanderbilt construction on the field.
Unbelievable.
I mean, what a mess that was.
Classic SEC move.
That's classic Vanderbilt.
They put the hotel though. Hawaii's hotel. Was right next to the construction.
Well, they thought they're used to disarray and
you gotta do
makeshift,
nothing like a wrecking ball to start your morning.
Makeshift emergency lodging. They just had that over there in their mothership, you know. So
did you see the locker room?
No,
the locker room was under a construction tarp. So they just had construction tarp, and you go in there.
It was like in the stadium.
Fucking hilarious.
I saw some of the students wearing construction hats and shit like that. That's kind of
no one goes, dude. But look, this is one I lost. This is one I lost where I thought Vanderbilt was going to run away with it. I came out of this game and I'm on the Vanderbilt over.
Mm-hmm.
I am on the Hawaii over. I feel very good about the Hawaii over.
Yes.
I have Vanderbilt's offensive line really struggled. And I think that has me pausing a little bit on how much I like Vandy to get to 4 wins. Maybe they got Alabama A&M next week. They're going to be 2-0. But man, I don't know. Man.
It was not as impressive as Vanderbilt led us to believe they were going to be. That's for sure.
Who'd you take in this game?
I was on Hawaii plus the 17.5. That's one of my 3-0 official bombs that I gave out. I know you warned me, said you like the more first half because they can get away. I mean, Hawaii could have won this game.
Yeah,
straight up.
They don't have a 0-yard punt and an interception
ridiculous.
At the 1 yard line.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a couple huge things like that.
They outgained them.
They were tougher than them. They ran the ball tougher than them. And Timmy Chang's fucking run and shoot, which is back, looked great.
Dude, that's going to be They're a sleeper to win the Mountain West.
I like that Hawaii ticket.
They're a sleeper to win that.
I was definitely much more impressed with Hawaii coming out of that than Vanderbilt.
Definitely.
But the construction was incredible. That was so Vanderbilt.
How about the scoreboard? 2 cranes.
I know.
Just holding the scoreboard.
That was a Brian.
That
was a Brian Kelly special. Get a fucking intern up there to shoot practice in a scissor lift.
We got an extension cord hanging from the sky. Oh man.
That was wild. That was a wild scene out there.
Oh, there we go.
The weather delays of it.
Pumachicon is what Noah's saying behind the scenes here.
All right. Make sure we get that because we already got taken by the the UNLV Twitter fiends about pronunciations, and you got to make sure you get it. I know when we went to pronunciation school when we broke down 133. Games.
Yeah. Well, especially you want to laugh at my name. Go listen to the BYU preview. Thank you later, folks. Before we get to talking more about Week 0, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by DraftKings. Yes, college football fans, are you ready for Week 1? Start your friggin' engines, all right? Because DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking you up with a can't miss offer to start the season strong. This week, new customers can bet just $5 on any college football. Any could be total, under, over. I don't know. Maybe you're thinking Florida gets it done in Salt Lake City, but if you bet $5, just $5 on that game, you score $200 in bonus bets instantly. And you know this, anything can happen in college football. How many 40-point dogs? I mean, what? I remember Howard beating UNLV like a 40-point dog, right? App State beating Michigan, 40-point dog. Stanford with Harbaugh taking down USC like a 42-point dog.
UMass beating Auburn this week.
Yes, there we go, 40-point dog. So, folks, anything can happen in college football. You could go from unranked to dynasty mode in just a couple years. Change comes fast. The only thing that's a lock is the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. I mean, we touched on it. UMass, 39 points. 39 and a half, I think I saw. Now, I wonder if that thing came down. We're going to have to check on that.
Oh, they got to be steam back.
But you got to jump on that, especially Hughes Strip Club Freeze's first game. First game. Life's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code SGP. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility, deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. All right, we are back on the college football experience. Noon kick, baby. So yeah, I mean, Hawaii definitely. I look at the schedule. They got a Friday night game. Now it's a lot of travel.
I know I was even more impressed with Hawaii with that because they dealt with obviously the fires that's going on there, so all the uncertainty that's going on there. But plus the travel coming into Tennessee, and it was hot as hell
in Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hot everywhere, but I mean, like it is just a crazy heat thing. So they have to deal with all that, and there's gonna be a lot of road games. But as we've seen before, sometimes schools like they can rally around things like this,
And Hawaii plays 13 games. So if you got that over, NC Nick locked that up. I took it, but I mean, there's a chance. Friday night, Ching Complex. Bring your membership, right? Don't go to the deep end because the Stanford Cardinal breaking in a brand new. I think there's a benefit. How do you feel about that? Do you think there's a benefit to getting a Week 0 game? Like, even though Vanderbilt's going to have, even though Hawaii's going to have all that travel coming back from Vanderbilt, do you think it's a benefit they got one game in?
Absolutely. And they say that the biggest improvement a team does is from Week 1 to Week 2 and all season long. Yeah. That's when you find out. That's what they want to get. Every coaches will tell you that.
So we got a live dog situation.
Well, we got a real live dog situation on the island,
folks. So I mean, I think that means we should cue up our music here regarding the great Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
That's a Friday night game, you said?
Friday night.
Is that the 8th, or is that not coming this Friday?
No, this Friday.
Really?
Stanford at Hawaii.
I'm trying to find it. Is that line not up here? Let me take a look.
I saw it go down a little bit. I did see it go down to like 4, I thought, earlier this morning. But Troy Taylor starts his career is just in Palo Alto, essentially, when they go to the island this weekend. It's his first ever game. He comes over from Sac State. Now, they were undefeated at Sacramento State a year ago. That game's fascinating to me at the Chain Complex. That is an 8 o'clock Pacific kick.
September 1st. I was looking at Thursday slate. Okay, here it is. 3.5. It's down to.
What's that money line?
And you can get yourself a plus 145.
Get over there, folks.
I'm loving it. I'm loving that game.
Gotta love it. And
3.5 and plus 1.5. Yeah, I don't need those points.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So Navy has a bye week. Notre Dame has Tennessee State. Eddie George, FCS opponent, first ever FCS opponent for Notre Dame.
Yes.
UTEP gets Incarnate Word, who's a very good FCS school. It's at the Sun Bowl. All I'm saying is watch out. Watch out. Jacksonville.
Weird things happen at that Sun Bowl.
Yeah, that Sun Bowl. It's wacky. Jacksonville State gets East Tennessee State, who used to be a conference conference foe, I should say. That game could get a little tricky. ETSU, the Buccaneers, have a decent FCS squad. And I saw Curtis Rourke going to be back for the Ohio Bobcats as they take on the fucking Long Island Shocks.
Oh, man.
All right.
The Shock. The Shylocks.
The fucking Shocks.
The fucking Shylocks over there.
So that means Rourke probably could have came back. Who knows? But San Diego State's going to be 2-0 because they get the Idaho State Bengals and Cody Hawkins' first game. UMass, Auburn, maybe a little more interesting. Before you weren't going to tune into UMass Auburn.
No, I was not.
Has that caught your eye a little bit now?
Caught my eye. I mean, that's on that's on Channel 1 there in the God's Eye. There, get that on the main screen.
New Mexico State's going to have Western Illinois. They're terrible in the FCS, so they'll be 1-1. Hawaii getting Stanford, but at home. They don't have to go to California. They're on the island. And then Vanderbilt taking on Alabama A&M. They should be 2-0. Let's talk a little bit about San Jose State and USC, buddy. Because
we said that was the main game. Obviously.
I mean, I hit on everything here. This was like a gold mine.
One game I couldn't watch. Yeah. By the way, good job.
Shout out Larry Scott.
I mean, amazing. Yeah. What do I have to do? I have to go to a mall kiosk and get Apple TV. Well, where was this? Where was this game?
Yeah, the people in New Zealand get it fine. All right. I mean,
I'm getting New Mexico anywhere on the TV.
Oh man, 56-28 was the final score. But look, I hit on the 30.5. I hit on the team over for San Jose State. I hit on the team over for USC and the total over at 66.
Well done. I tailed you on all of it. I gave it. San Jose State was my main bomb play. I also had the over. I had both team total overs. The more I thought about it, there was too much hype about their defense changing. I'm like, they needed more than. I mean, you could slap on all the paint you want. The house needed renovations, and I know they brought in 5 or 6 new players. They couldn't flat out tackle last year. I mean, so I'm like, how much could possibly change? You can't just do that overnight. And
even now, I would say, even now, they gave up 200 yards rushing there.
No, that's what I mean. That game, they proved right. I'm not saying they're no different. But I mean, obviously, they're much closer than they were to last year's terrible defense, and they are anything impressive. That drive right before halftime,
unbelievable,
was awful.
Yeah,
I mean, absolutely, you just can't do that if you're going to be want to contend for national.
And people don't realize this, that Justin Lockhart, their best wideout, didn't play for San Jose State. Right. Now, I'm not saying they would have won the game, but I'm saying like their offense would have probably been a little more fine-tuned.
I mean, and even as when they started off on fire, I mean, obviously they have a great quarterback in Cordero. San Jose State, but a lot of their drives were just stalled by penalties. I watched it later. I mean, they could have literally just gone tit for tat with USC up and down. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, they lost by 28, but like,
no, you're right. You're right. Especially if that wasn't for that kick return. Right. They had it cut down to 14. If you played college football at DFS, Quali Conley, a running back that transferred in from Utah Tech, 6 rushes, 108 yards. Against USC there.
How about that kick return though? Branches was worth all the hype.
I mean,
they hyped him up as his play, and he was sick.
Tyreek Hill, right?
He really is.
Yeah,
232 total yards, 2 touchdowns.
Watch out, Pac-12. Caleb Williams made that crazy play as a fumble, and he throws the ball all over the field.
That was just That's what the TV right. I know there's a writer's strike out here, but I mean that was just so scripted. Come on, this is ridiculous. Here's your little Heisman moment for everybody. Hey,
you fumble the ball, you pick it up, and you just fire a fucking Hail Mary. Right?
USC Will Ferrell.
Oh, funny,
I mean, ridiculous.
Funny, buddy. USC though, moving forward, obviously they play a terrible Nevada team this week, and they're like 39-point favorites.
I mean, is it you over an autoplay though? Was it 668?
Yes, it's at 65 again. 65.5.
Until further notice. What is the deal?
Now, Nevada's offense is not as good as San Jose State's.
No, not as good as San Jose State.
But I still trust it to get at least 21.
That's what I mean. And like the San Jose State's team total was 16.5 last week. And I'm like,
yeah,
we're gonna have this by halftime.
Yeah.
You know, I think even if USC pulls up 35 at halftime, they're going to let him.
USC is going to get into the 50s. So the real question is can you get double digits from Nevada? I think you can.
And what I like about it is that when they're blowing out teams like that, when USC's got their offense like that, the other teams are going to go for it. They're going to have the chance because they know they got to keep up. Yeah. You know, I mean, so your over is always alive. And like we already said, with the new rules, I think there's going to be an over adjustment. People are thinking under automatically.
Did you notice a lot? That's what's hilarious is the game times weren't even cut down by that much.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
very minimally,
right.
I would say. Yeah.
It's more the style of play, I think, than the rules of college football.
Yeah.
You know, because everything's spread offense and so they spread it out, and that's gonna.
You're right. You're right. Folks, before we jump over and talk, because I want CJ's opinion on USC's chances to make the CFP.
Okay.
But before we do that, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, August is almost over. You know what that means. Time is running out to get you over to draft your fantasy football team on Underdog Fantasy. Get championship ready for your home league by trying out best ball on Underdog Fantasy. All you have to do is one live snake draft, no waivers, no trades. You set it up, forget about it, and Underdog will be doing the rest for you. Try it out, folks. Best ball, I mean, it's fantastic. All right. The largest fantasy football contest of all time. Going over on Underdog, $15 million in total prizes, including an absurd $3 million to the winner.
Ooh.
There's making millionaires over there. All right. Do you have what it takes to win it all, folks? All right. Visit underdogfantasy.com to find them in the app store or sign up with the promo code SGPN to get your first deposit doubled up to $100. Once again, that's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And remember, that is shutting on September 7th.
Nice. Shout out to Moneyline Mac, who, by the way, is on Stanford over Hawaii. He said he's going against the grain. He likes Stanford in that.
That is one angle though of the teams that have been disrespected.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, Oregon State's, Washington State. I originally thought Washington State going to Fort Collins week 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not in Pullman. I know you did the Washington State preview with me, but I was like, man, I kind of like Colorado as they run the same offense. So I was like, Colorado State is going to be able to. So he's he's going. I mean, I think Wazoo's probably going to get. I still like Colorado State with the points, so they're getting like 11.5, 12 points. Oregon State heading to San Jose on Sunday. That game's going to be fun because San Jose State's better than what people think. And Cal heading to North Texas. Interesting. That game's weird to me. This is why the Pac-12 is in this spot. Normally, no other conference goes on the road like this.
I can't lay a touchdown with Cal.
All four are on the road.
Yeah,
all four are on the road at Group of Fives. People don't realize that, like, you, in my opinion, you hit the road, you lose in college football, and the more times you do it, the more your chances are your team's going to have another loss.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a lot of conferences do that. Anyway, I mean, okay. That's an interesting angle, though. The 4 teams that have been disrespected.
I like it. I like that. I mean, absolutely. You're going against the going against it. I'm always for a go against the narrative kind of a play.
But once again, San Jose State gets that week 0 play.
Yes.
Hawaii gets that week 0 play, and they're hosting these Pac-12 schools.
And they are, notoriously the bad teams are, famous for that. So this is the year where they're switching their narrative on that. Yeah, Hawaii's always, they were down on them. I think this is good. Right now is the time to get them while they're still a surprise to people.
I just think
Hawaii leads and San Jose State, like you said.
Yeah,
San Jose State,
they're going to be a player in that race, that conference race.
Mm-hmm.
last game of the evening was Florida International at Louisiana Tech. Oh, actually, no, hold on. USC playoff talk. Do you think that defense can get them to the playoffs? Like the offense 100%, but can a defense that shitty and maybe they improve over the next 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Before their gauntlet becomes a gauntlet.
I'm going to say, I'm going to say no. They lived a charmed life last year with some of their road games, the games they should not have pulled out.
Yeah.
The
Oregon State game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oregon State comes to mind. And this year, I know, are they at Notre Dame in that game?
At Notre Dame, October 14th.
It's not easy, obviously. They're at Oregon. Is that right? Too?
At Oregon on November 11th.
Yeah, I mean,
they also had to Cal Berkeley hang out with those guys.
Tough little day. They'll outscore Cal Berkeley.
Dion, they're getting prime time.
Although I think we did give Cal that victory.
Yes, it's Halloween weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
The acid tastes better during that weekend.
Prime time, is that in Colorado?
That is in Colorado. Late
Which game
September.
are we? Oh, we're going to UCLA, Colorado.
Yeah, UCLA, Colorado will be at the Rose Bowl.
They'll definitely trip up. I predicted. I have Oregon coming out of the Pac-12 preseason. I'm not going to switch now, and nothing. I mean, Caleb looked amazing. USC they did what they did, but the defense hasn't changed. So I think they're not going to live that same charm life they did last year, and they will slip up a couple times.
Yeah. Benedict Dantle says San Diego State's going from playing a team with no defense to playing a team with a study. Very true. Oregon State had the best defense in the Pac-12 last year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think it's Utah. No, not true. Oregon State was the number 1 defense in the Pac-12 a year ago, and they bring back a ton of studs. So that's a fair point, and I'm fascinated by that game but if Lockhart's healthy, I'm telling you. Did you see who led the San Jose State in receiving? It was Nick Nash. You know what Nick Nash was a season ago? He was their starting quarterback for a couple games. You know what I mean? So I mean, they clearly are a little thin at wide receiver. So getting Lockhart back might be a huge deal for Sparty. But I'm with you. I think Oregon State is going to be very angry this year.
Yeah,
and I think they're very good. So we'll see how DJU does. That game's on Sunday, folks. Michael S in the chat says tag the overs on Louisville, Kentucky, Miami, and A&M. Well,
right.
We can talk about that in a second
for sure.
But before last game, week 0, FIU La Tech. That was a game. Did you take the points there?
That I abstained from that one.
Okay.
I'm not afraid.
Like, I'm not afraid. That one.
I'm not afraid to say no. It's not even that. I think I was on stage at that point. Late night. I was like, let me just wrap up the Saturday 0. You say you're going to have to fill me in on that one.
Well, I mean, Florida International threw for 4 yards.
Yeah.
And they had the lead for 59 minutes, just about 58 and a half.
I did see that. Yeah.
And I had them on the money line. I thought I had it.
You did.
After La Tech missed a field goal, all we needed was 1 first down. 1 first down. We couldn't get it. We punt back.
They didn't get it all the night. Why would they do it then? But yes, I hear you.
Yeah.
They punt it, and then that's a heartbreaker.
All right. So let me
But you won with the points.
One with the points, covered my ass a little bit there.
There we go. Good bailout.
Let me ask you this: what was the most shocking outcome for week 0?
Shocking outcome. I mean, it's got to be UMass. No doubt.
UMass, the team of week 1.
No doubt in my mind. First road game is 2018. I mean, what was this? I love that. First opening win in 40 years versus an FBS team.
Unfucking believable.
Come on.
Northeast football is back.
And like you said, and I like New Mexico State. That wasn't just like someone on their level.
Yeah.
I mean, Jared Kills got that team, got them running. They got bowl bound.
That Don Brown defense looking nasty.
Yeah, they are.
Got the chat. Everyone, the whole college football world's talking about the Minutemen. There we go. Okay. How about this then?
Okay.
Let's rank.
What was the best play you saw? Just real quick. Nothing.
I mean, I think you got to say either Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably I mean, I know it was scripted, but like you said,
yeah.
Will Ferrell wrote that.
Well, I know your text thread. You said you made you sick. You vomited when you saw it.
Like just because.
I know. I'm just
joking. I thought
it was a great
play. I see the fumble and I'm like, San Jose State, get on top of the ball.
It was great.
And then he's just like
touchdown,
back USA. Off the back foot, just throwing that thing down the field. What about you?
That was definitely up there. Kick return could also be a 1-1A from that game. A lot in
that game, actually.
I like San Diego State's quarterback Jalen when he drilled the referee with that pass.
That was fantastic.
There was the backward helmet
throw.
Call
grounding on that. Cannot call grounding on that.
That was amazing.
You weren't paying attention. All right. Oh man. That's up there. There was also a moment in the New Mexico State game where Diego Pavia, the quarterback for Mexico State's running around the pocket, and someone face mask him. So he's got the back of his helmet on the front of his face.
Yeah.
So he can't see, and he's running, and he just throws the ball.
Completed it to a photographer, but he's still,
I'd never seen it. All these years watching
that. Right.
I'd never seen that.
That was awesome.
That play stands out as one of the more hilarious.
It was almost like a Mr. Bean, like when he has the turkey on his head, when he sticks his head in the oven, he comes out and the turkey's on his head like that. Like he could go to the referee with the helmet backwards. Like, do you see this? You want to call a face mask here, ref, or what?
What's going on here?
So that was smart of him getting rid of the ball there.
Mr. Bean reference, folks. There we go.
A little Rowan Atkinson for you, college.
Oh,
degens.
Mr. Bean. Is that still? I mean, you go out and watch. If you youngsters, if you haven't seen Mr. Bean, I mean,
I think the kids know Mr. Bean. The movie came out. You know what I mean?
No dialogue.
He's amazing dialogue.
He's like fucking Charlie Chaplin.
Look up Mr. Bean when he's a barber. Great episode.
Hilarious. Okay, so I want us to rank the teams. Though. Let's rank. Like who do you think
the week
best
0
team?
teams?
Yeah, in week 0, Notre Dame looked the best.
You'd have to say overall Notre Dame.
Okay,
but at the same time, I also feel like USC could. If they wanted to score 100, they can score 100.
Sure,
I mean, they can just do whatever the hell they
want. But could UMass put up a 50 burger on USC?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
USC.
So those would be the top 2 teams. I wanted to just rank. Okay,
for sure.
Group of 5. The top group of 5 would probably be even in defeat. Like if Hawaii had to play UMass right now, who would you take?
Hawaii, UMass. I mean, I'm going Hawaii, but I'm excited for this UMass. This UMass story here. This is incredible. But no, I like Hawaii. I like the way they're looking, and I'm definitely taking them for Stanford.
All right, now let's look.
Matter of fact, I just locked it.
So if you had to take one live dog, it's going to be Hawaii.
Yeah,
right?
definitely
from week 1 or week 0.
A week 0 team that's playing, that's got one under their belt. Hawaii is the live
because no one else is dogs besides UMass, right? Everyone else is playing favorites. I think.
Right, I believe so.
Yeah.
Correct. So, and they were the most impressive in defeat.
Yeah,
Hawaii for sure.
Yeah.
Is Ohio favored this week? Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're playing Long Island. They're gonna. I don't know. I haven't even seen the line yet, but
I like Friday night Timmy Chang Bowl. Let's do it.
Yes,
plus 145. That's your live dog.
Let's jump on it. By the way, folks, we'll be back tonight also, and I'm not concluding the show right now. We have a lot more to talk about, but tonight for some Thursday and Friday picks will be tonight.
Nice.
5:30 p.m. Pacific.
That live as well?
That is live.
Woo!
Let's go. We're rolling. So let's talk about week 1.
Okay.
What are the matchups that you are looking for? I know you were just in Salt Lake City.
I was just in Salt Lake City, and I like that game a lot. That line's all over the place.
All over the place because of Cam Rising.
I mean, I can't see how Cam Rising plays in this game, but they
released a depth chart.
I know. That's what's a very Utah thing to do. They're so ridiculous with their information. That whole goddamn state, fucking church, and their fucking goddamn and their weird laws. You can have anal sex, but you can't have regular sex. Who knows what's going on out there? Fucking 3 sheets. There are a bunch of weirdos out there. Good people though. Great shows. Thanks for coming out. But at the same time, I don't even think they're second string quarterbacks.
Give him a follow on Twitter. CJ Sullivan _.
I don't even think they're second string quarterbacks healthy. Who knows what's going on?
No, second string quarterbacks out for the year.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, what are you dealing with out here? I like these Gators.
But this was down to 4.5. It jumps back to 6.5 after that depth chart gets released.
That depth chart release. I don't buy these Mormons for a second. These latter-day Polynesians. Who knows what's going on over there, Utah? They're all liars. They're all hypocrites. They'll lie to your face. I mean, seriously, though. He got hurt. When did he get hurt? Cam Rising.
January 1st.
January 1st.
Yeah, or 2nd. One of the
two. Yeah, the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Amazing game that they were about to win.
Uh-huh.
Or if not, finish that for Penn State. Incredible game. And you don't come back. It's all because of fucking Adrian Peterson. He came back the one time for torn ACL like in 6 months, and then they thought that was the norm. No,
and he got stem cell injections or something,
and
right?
He's a monster. He's not a human being, Adrian Peterson. Like he shouldn't be setting the tone for any kind of rehab. So now we just think anyone can come back. It takes a while, and this is less than 8 months.
What if I told you though Utah's won 19 straight?
Yeah, I mean, listen. I'm not loving Florida, but I'm just saying you are going to deal with the third string quarterback situation here. I'll take the touchdown with the Gators.
Well, another thing is like the tight end was injured last year. Not Kincaid, who's with the Bills, Kuthi, who coming into the year,
right,
the scouts like Kuthi more than Kincaid.
Yeah.
So Kuthi got injured early in the year. There's speculation: is he going to play?
Mm-hmm.
That's another element to this line. It's going to be fascinating. At 6.5, here's my philosophy here. I am going Utah, but to me, anything over 7, don't touch.
Yeah. I want to wait to hopefully get 7. I mean, that's what it got to 7 when they showed that starting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a couple weeks ago, it was at like 9.5.
I know.
Yeah.
So what was the stat you're about to say? Utah's won what?
19. They're 19-0 in their last 19 at Rice Eccles. That includes a lot of top 10 teams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tough place to play. Although early on, I kind of like getting there. As the season goes on, they get tougher at home. I feel. It's a revenge game from last year's. The one game they should have won in the swamp last year.
Yeah, they should have. They dropped the ball. That was on them.
They literally dropped the ball in that one. And that was the sole game that got Anthony Richardson drafted number 4th overall. It seems like it was like the only game he played well.
Yeah.
In his college career.
It was like the same play every time too.
But I'm not. I'd rather just take the points on that one. I'm excited for the game. Be honest with you, but I just think there's no way Cam Rising plays.
So Brett Gabbert,
it'd be reckless to throw him out there. I think.
I mean, I don't know. It depends. Like, cause once you lose your second string, if you want to win this game and be in the playoff picture, like if your second string was available, you say, okay, you're talking about going 3 to your third. Most teams,
right?
Take a look at the Pac-12. This is a perfect metaphor for the current state of the quarterback position. Every single quarterback that's starting in the Pac-12 is a transfer. All right. Every single one. Well, Arizona State starting Rashada, who originally was committed to Florida and Miami. So my point is that your depth in general, your depth normally transfers out. When you have a stud number 2, he transfers out.
Right. Although also shout out to Arizona State for their self-imposed ban.
They're pathetic. They're fucking pathetic. They're fucking pathetic.
That Herb Edwards raid is just hilarious.
Didn't even wasn't even in unison with the football coach and the team.
Do it last year. What are they doing it now?
They're terrible. They're terrible.
They're really awful.
So Brett Gabbert is the brother of Blaine Gabbert, NFL legend. Some say
Blaine Gabbert, Mizzou legend.
Mizzou legend. So he was asked this past week. I don't even know where he was at. Regarding Miami, Ohio. He's the starting quarterback of Miami, Ohio, the Redhawks, and they have to take on Miami, Florida, the Hurricane. They're getting 17.5 points, and they asked him who's the real Miami. Obviously, from a historical standpoint, Miami, Ohio actually has better history than Miami, Florida. But he said, no, we're going to show him that on September 1st. Your opinion on that game, buddy? I think this game's juicy. I think this game's fun. 17.5 points.
I like it. I like 17.5. Would have preferred he not provoke them.
That's true. That's true.
Saying they're real Miami. Yes. They're the real Miami. And first of all, you're wrong. Nothing in Ohio is the real. But that being said, we're down on the U this year in general.
Yeah.
I think their roster. I mean,
but that is bulletin board material.
That's bulletin board material, and that's the one thing Miami thrives on is bulletin board shit because they're all attitude. They have they have the whiniest, moaning bunch of alumni who can't believe, who just loves throwing up the U. They brought back a lot of people this year, Miami, but they brought back the same players that just aren't good. And I hate Cristobal as a coach.
Yeah, in game, he's not the greatest. He's coach brutal. There.
But that said. I mean, I don't want to handicap solely based on bulletin board material because I always think that's overrated. But with Miami, it could be a problem.
I mean, 17.5.
That's a lot of points.
A lot of points. For a team that was ass last year.
I'm certainly not laying it.
Any other week 1 games stand out to you that you're saying, hey, I'm circling. I want to get out there to catch. Or... Yeah,
I have a few here. I mean, I wrote down Miami Ohio plus 17. Look at that. You know what? A team we broke down, Rice. We have them over 4.5 wins.
Getting a boatload of points.
They're getting 35.5.
I say, wait. I think that shit's going to go up to like 38.
Yeah. Nobody's betting Rice.
Yeah.
People are shot. They should be, though.
Oh,
I'll tell you that much.
5-star quarterback against 5-star quarterback.
You got Tasiopo's, the OC. I mean, first of all, that over 58.5.
Yeah.
That is an
hammer that
auto play.
Yeah. Hammer that right now.
Rice in general all year, I'm looking at the over. Their defense is not good, but their offense is going to be great.
Yeah, they're going to be able to. They got McCaffrey, the former Michigan kid at the wide receiver spot. He's good. They got Broussard at the running backs. They got 3 running backs that I think are solid running backs. I think they'll be able to score some points.
And they brought in a legend, Scott Bakula, quarterback.
There you go.
JC Daniels. He's only thrown for 7,000 yards,
Yeah.
I mean, I love the over in Rice, Texas, 58
I do too.
And I'll take Rice too, 35.5 anyway.
Yeah, but like I said, hang on for
why
a couple
not?
days. That thing's going to go up to 38, 39.
Absolutely. And Texas is going to have inflated numbers anyway. Yeah, this Rice, we're big on this Rice team anyway this year.
Now the chat was talking about the over on I got to co-sign this.
Okay.
Everyone get over there and bet the over on New Mexico, Texas A&M. It's at 48.5. Bobby Petrino and A&M, they have to score points to satisfy the fan base.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean,
you're right. Cause last year they did not score.
Yeah.
And we love A&M this year to
I
bounce
actually
back.
think A&M's going to get there by themselves.
Yeah. I love A&M to bounce back this year anyway. They've so much talent.
But
obviously.
New Mexico they'll be able to get a score or two.
Okay.
And then 48.5. Are you kidding me? Get on over there. Bet the hell out of that thing.
That's a great total.
I'm curious. I'm shocked at a couple lines. I'm shocked at Colorado TCU at 21. TCU beat every team by like 3 last year.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, so I'm like, why is that 21 points? And the same with West Virginia, Penn State. I get it. Penn State has a crazy home field advantage, but West Virginia, I think people think, okay, I get it. They weren't good last year, but they were in a lot of games, man. They took Pitt to, neck and neck. They probably should have beat Pitt in the backyard brawl.
Right. They're competing against themselves.
20.5 points.
That's a lot. Well, people are high on Penn State this year. Obviously, they're the best quarterback in the conference. For the first time I could say that in a while. And West Virginia, right? They're going against themselves. They're not the West Virginia of old, but they're still a very, very competitive team.
They return like all 5 of their offensive line. I mean, there's a lot to sit there and say like, well, it's not like West Virginia was Rutgers last year.
No,
you know
absolutely
what I mean?
not. Exactly. They just took a step down for West Virginia. So I'll definitely take the 20. Other huge lines I looked at there. Your Pirates, of course.
Oh,
I mean, come on,
dude. That is the slam dunk. Like, I'm not saying we're gonna win the game. I'm not even gonna Let me tell you something. We have enough guys. This you take the 36.5. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm insulted by that line.
It's insulting.
And you have no Harbaugh or the OC.
It's a joke.
Self-imposed.
Can we get that win? Is it possible? Can we get
Watch
that
out.
win? I mean,
sprinkle a little bit on that money line. All right?
A self-imposed suspension.
Let's go.
I'll sprinkle.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's go. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be fascinating. And look, we're here all week to talk about it, folks. Before we get out of here, wanted to ask about Stanford, Cal, and SMU. Apparently, I've seen these reports for like a fucking week, but I'm hearing that by tomorrow, this will be a done deal. Stanford, Cal, SMU to the AAC. I'm sorry, to the ACC.
To the ACC.
Yeah,
that's. I mean, I'm done with being disgusted at these teams moving conferences and how they don't make sense, all that. But I mean, come on, it's got the word Atlantic in the name of the goddamn conference.
And you're American or American conference.
And you have teams literally on the Pacific. I mean, for fuck's sakes, it's the opposite ends of the country.
And what does it really do? Like, I love the SMU side of this. Guess what? We'll come in for 7 years and not pay. We don't even want revenue. We don't even want any revenue. That's the one that I don't really understand the Stanford Cal angle. I really don't. Besides the Bay Area market.
You see they're just last to get a date to the dance. You know what I mean? They're like going around. They're going around like shit. Do we not have a date to the prom? Everyone's going. I thought we weren't going.
Oregon State and Washington State have been better football programs than those of late. I mean, I guess Stanford.
They're not the name Stanford and Cal are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like.
But SMU is the most intriguing one to me because you get into, so that's one angle for the ACC. You get into California and you get into Texas from the recruiting point of view. But SMU is the one sleeping giant where like, okay, for 7 years, they don't want money, but I can tell you in 7 years, when they start to get that TV revenue, assuming the ACC is still there, that when you mix that with their crazy boosters, you might have something.
That's what I mean. You're not just getting Texas; you're getting corrupt Texas when you get to SMU.
You are getting, they are the one that to me is like the slam dunk there.
I love it.
So which one do you think would benefit the most long term?
As far as the ACC, I think we just hit it on the head there with SMU. I like SMU going in there. They it legitimizes them almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they need that step up of like to be with other bigger name schools.
If you can't use Stanford Cal, what would the best rivalry be moving forward?
Of the ACC?
Of those three. I'm saying like Stanford being paired with Cal.
Right.
Yeah, obviously it's a historic rivalry. But Stanford, North Carolina, Cal, Cal, Louisville. It's got to be like SMU, Florida State or something, right?
NC State, SMU,
something like that.
Absolutely,
yeah.
just the gross Reds, all the Reds.
Yeah. Folks, that's our show. All right, well, look at that.
Not
Bottom
bad.
line Bobs.
The first bombs underdone. What do we have it at? It was I like bombs under Baghdad.
Bombs under Baghdad.
Croco bombs I threw out there. You didn't like that.
Croco bombs. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
I said we let the audience see if they can do a combination.
Why don't you name this old Monday show? So every single Monday,
Bombs Down Under was pretty good.
Bombs Down Under.
That's a leader in the clubhouse, right? I think.
But look, every single day at noon, I'm going live. The college football experience is live.
Mm-hmm.
Right, noon Pacific though. Noon for me here. Noon is college football, folks. But CJ Sullivan every single Monday. So get creative. Let me know about what you think for the titles. But folks, give him a follow.
Follow the Bottom Line Bombs. Right now I'll be going live afterwards. But towards the football season, I believe I want to be leading into you. Going 10:30 Pacific, then we'll go right into the college.
Here we go.
Get an early start. We can't let Skip Bayless and Michael Irvin get all the hot takes.
It's I'm saying it's like getting Tremors and Tremors 2 back to back. All right, let's go. I'm Tremors 2, by the way.
You're Michael Gross.
They didn't have enough money for bacon.
You're Michael Gross for sure.
Folks, subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. Give CJ a follow. Let me even have a little artwork here done. Look at this. Look at this. If you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. But yes, check out the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. Give CJ Sullivan a follow on Twitter @CJ Sullivan _ and his podcast is fantastic. So check it out and subscribe to the college football experience. The football season's here, baby. I cannot fucking wait. Cannot wait for all these games. We got you covered. We're back tonight, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. The crew making me, NC Nick, doing all the picks for Thursday and Friday, including some of those FCS games that are very sneaky good as well.
Yeah.
So until then, folks, check that out. Give us a 5-star review. iTunes. Someone hit me up on Twitter today and said, how do I leave a 5-star review? And I get it. He's like, I think on Spotify, he just did the 5 stars, but he didn't get to comment. He said he wanted to comment. Go to Google, type in the college football experience, iTunes. Even if you don't have an Apple device, if you just do that, that will give you click on that. And then at the very bottom of the screen, you can write a review. 5 stars. We'd appreciate it, folks. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast as they break down all 32 NFL teams. NFL season. I just did my fantasy draft yesterday. I'm feeling very optimistic again about putting another winner out there on the field. Sullivan,
who is your? I know you draft. I know you do a college fantasy football as well. That's full hardcore. Who's your quarterback in college?
In college, I have we have a slew of them, but I have Jalen Daniels, Kansas.
Jalen Daniels.
I also have a little action on him to win the Heisman.
Let's
go, folks. Until tomorrow. Actually, no. Until later tonight. This is the college football experience. Week 0 evaluation show and week 1 look ahead. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.